money still chasing the mill. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field. Got money still chasing the mill. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field.
Welcome to In the Field Radio. I'm Erin Boogie. I'm here with Rapz.
Yo, you know what it is, people. Another Monday night, another 10 p.m., another time that you locked in with us. What's going on?
Yo, I feel like it's been a minute.
It has been a little minute. You know, last week we were still catching up with all the Thanksgiving stuff. I don't want to make this a Thanksgiving episode by any means, but how was yours though?
It was good. And then I was on the injured reserve list after Thanksgiving.
Okay, with the food did it to you or what?
No, the snow did it to me. I injured my back. Like, I was
Oh
actually injured.
man.
Actually, yesterday was the first day that I was able to get up and walk around and leave the house. But then today I was kind of like, it was not great for me today.
I hear you, man. I mean, well, we know what it is. Probably the biggest news, the biggest talk. I'm not going to lead y'all on for 45 minutes before we get to it. I feel like, man, it's the elephant in the room. We got to address it. He was freaky. He got caught. Did he do it? Did he not?
I
We
love that
know
we
he
can
did
bring
it.
that back.
We know what's going on, man. We've seen it all. Have you seen The Reckoning? This 4-part doc on Diddy that 50 Cent executive produced.
Listen, I had nothing to do for a week but sit and watch TV. So you know I watched it.
So you watched it. Okay. If I could give, for the people that haven't watched, I'm gonna give my quickest rundown. Y'all can set the shot clock real quick. Listen, this is everything that we've known Diddy to be. Um, it's well done. There are new things. I'd say I knew about 85% of it, 90% of it, but there was stuff that was in there that was news to me.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
So for anybody who's a casual listener, a casual fan, somebody who's just into what's going on in pop culture and the trending topic, dive into this. It's a good watch. Four
Good
parts. I want to say
documentary.
they're like an hour each. Um, and you know, ultimately, there were some people that I wish maybe we got to hear from.
Yeah, I agree.
But you know, also throughout time with a lot of this like settling out of court with so much stuff that he was involved in, maybe there's a lot of people that can't speak. um Biggest takeaway, what was your biggest thing that was like a shocker to you when you heard it in the doc here?
That he made Biggie pay for his own funeral.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people coming online that were like, you know, close to the family, kind of saying that that's not true. But either or, it was almost like,
You know what? Okay, so you know what was
it's
crazy?
like your man passing away was part of your rollout almost.
I was gonna say one of the big things for me that was really crazy after watching the documentary was rewatching the VMAs performance with Sting, and because that was right after Biggie had passed, and the way he came out dressed all in white and was dancing around that stage, you really feel like there is no part of that song that warrants him to be dancing around that way, and like just the whole fresh perspective, because when it was happening it was so fresh and everybody was pretty distraught after losing Pac and losing
Yeah.
Biggie back to back like that. You were just kind of in a different headspace watching it live when it was happening back then.
Because back then you've never seen this before, so we didn't know what we were watching.
Exactly. And so you were kind of like, okay, this is different. And then to have a fresh perspective and a fresh set of eyes on it, and to be older, granted at the time I was what, like 13 years old too, you know what I mean? The 14 years old, now I'm an adult, I'm seeing it at a different light, and it's like, yo, that man was really happy up there dancing around that stage after your supposed man's just died like that. Like,
That's a fact. That's a fact.
when I see the videos like on TikTok of people like making fun of it and stuff like that, it just really, like, it really hits different.
I mean, we in the day and times and where we are, like we are going to make a joke out of everything.
Absolutely.
Like I even caught myself saying, completely unrelated to this, but I caught myself saying the other day, like, yo, if you can't laugh at, like, if you can't make yourself laugh off of like some of the bad things that have happened, like you know what I mean? Like that, it's a living is less fun.
But
But
I think in today's climate, you have to laugh to keep from crying some days.
Yeah. So like why I thought they did such a great job with this in particular, because like I said, a lot of this wasn't new information, but it was taking all of the information that we've probably heard throughout the past 20 to 30 years and putting it all in one place.
And really connecting the dots, I thought, and putting it in a timeline where it all came together and made
So
sense.
you may not have known all the details about the Pac and the Biggie unless you were watching Vlad interviews with Keefe D. You
Yeah.
may not have known about like that one song where like Puffy talking in the beginning, like, yo, I put my money on your head and I make you disappear. I'd never heard that in my life. That was my first time hearing that.
Yeah,
So, like I said,
yeah.
there's new pieces. There's pieces we've always known. What blows me away is that, like, when you think, you know what I mean. So you put an age on when the time happened. There's people back home doing math right now. Like, hold on, she what?
Yeah, yeah.
Yo, but
She old.
but yo, but my thing is like, as kids, we lived pre-social media.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We watched the birth of chat rooms and things like that. So when we think of like us being young, you know what I mean? There's all of this information that somehow we still got. Like we knew, oh, Diddy had something to do with the Pac murder. We knew, oh, yo, Biggie's contract was in renegotiation, and we felt like that had something to do with his death. You know what I mean? To know that he threw Shine under the bus for the shooting in the club.
Yep.
You know, like all of this, you know, him
I will never
popping out with
forgive him.
J-Lo and
I
cheating
will
on his
never
girl.
forgive
And
him. Like, as old as I am now, I still, and you can ask my friends this, every so often I will still get mad about Shine.
you know, and I just, it was crazy. Is like just before I got up in here and we sat down, I was just seeing something with Shine, and he was like, yo, they asked me to be a part of the documentary. I chose not to because that's not the story that I'd like to tell. He goes, but do I have to? The story's being told right now. So I respect it. You know what I mean? He's obviously on a whole totally different path in life than what we've ever known him to be. So maybe sometimes we're like, hey, let's not take him off that path. You know what I mean? But even to know that how many people that have dealt with Diddy have either, since passed away, or they're involved in church and deeply in religion to some degree.
Or have disappeared from, they've struggled. They've not been paid. They have, their career trajectory was derailed. Nobody has come out and said, I thrived around this man. Let me put it that way.
So what people didn't we hear from that you think we should have or you would have liked to? We could go name for name real quick. I think top up there for me is probably maybe Mace.
A big one for me, J-Lo.
Big one for me, Mary J. Blige.
A big one for me that you already named it was Shine. I would really love to hear surrounding the whole J-Lo incident.
We didn't hear nothing. We heard nothing from 112. I'm trying to think of just people up. Farnsworth Bentley.
Oh yeah, that's a big one. A lot of people have been talking about like, where is he even? Is he okay?
I'm trying to think of who else, man. But yeah, it was so crazy, and to think like on a deeper level, because there's layers to this for sure. But like how all of his women involved in his life somewhat competed for his love. So like there's the girls that would come around trying to get the other girls out the box, or like, yo, trying to be the closest one to him. And then when you look back and you start seeing the episodes of like how he essentially had like these contests to be a part of, he had people competing to get close to him on making the band.
But did you notice too that the pattern for him of dating was that he liked to take other people's women?
And that's an interesting topic, man, because you wanted the most successful man's woman.
Yes.
So whoever was the most successful that you currently could get around, you wanted his woman, because to you it was like a status thing. Think when they say, yo, we playing chess, we not playing checkers. He coming for your queen. That's the easiest way to knock the king out, is to get the queen.
I think with him, it's such a narcissistic, like textbook narcissist, like egocentric, like you could almost like write a psychology book based on Diddy.
Are you familiar with Gene Deal?
Yeah. I was
He
actually
was
just reading something about him earlier.
he was once a bad boy security guard. Now Gene Deal went on Vlad this week since this dropped, saying that he thought he was a part of it, but apparently he wasn't. Um, I felt like after watching, I'm not sure if you're like privy to the interviews that he gives, but I feel like they couldn't trust his takes, or his takes were too contradictory to so many other people's accounts to what occurred, that they probably left him out, purposely.
And Misa Hilton was just recently speaking on him too, after the doc came out, because she said that she's been receiving, her and Justin Combs have been receiving some harassment after the documentary have come out.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, just insane, man. I mean, I'll be completely honest. There wasn't no like I'm gonna watch some of this tomorrow.
Yeah,
This is
no.
like everything's getting done in a clean sweep, and I'm watching all of this right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah. Nonetheless, anything you want to leave off with on that? I just feel like we could spend all day on that one there. It's just, for those that haven't listened, I don't want to do too much crazy spoiler, even though it's real life. But definitely go check that out.
Well, did you see that Janice Combs made a statement after the fact denying that he slapped her? Because I don't know if you saw in the documentary that there was a claim made that he slapped her after
That,
that.
yeah, that his mom was physically abusive, and there was one day where he was about 13, 14, and he ended up, fighting back, and that's where he became his reign, his wrath of being physically abusive and whatnot. Listen, for all the things that you need to come clean about or say my son isn't this and that, all you have to speak to is him slapping you. Not the
Mhm.
fact that he paid money to unalive people, not the fact that he was affiliated with gangs that are from a totally different side of the U.S. Not that like all of these horrible things, or what you did to Cassie. Not the fact that essayed all of these women that you've worked with, like, not that you haven't paid people that you owe thousands or hundreds of thousands to.
Hundreds of
I
thousands.
just want to step up and speak for the fact that, he didn't hit me.
Yeah, no, and she said that she was a good mother. At the end of the day, basically, to summarize it, is that she was a good mother to him. That was
And
her.
I listen, and the thing was that they dressed that up a lot.
Absolutely.
Janice Combs was hustling.
Yep.
There's accounts from childhood friends that were like, yo, she would be stopping making her moves while we was in the car with her.
Yeah, they alluded to that in the documentary.
I felt like she don't want to say that, he don't want to say that, but really, bro, you've fixed your whole life to where you want to just give off like I'm from a lineage of hustlers.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Even the fact that you barely knew your dad, but you knew that your dad was just out getting money and
Yep.
was unalive doing so, that you just like embodied that you are like, my dad is Nicky Barnes.
Yeah, exactly. I think that he kind of grew up with that fantasy of like, I'm gonna be just like my dad. My dad was that dude.
Well, when you make somebody your hero,
Yeah.
you know how they normally would say never meet your heroes. He, in fact, never met his hero, probably.
Yep.
You know what I mean? In that sense, to know what to, parts of him to take on.
And romanticize it.
Oh, for sure, man. But ultimately, I do want to leave off with 50 did a great job. If anybody doesn't know 50 Cent, 50 Cent is, he even remade the book, the 50 Laws of Power. Listen, he's very much an art of war kind of individual. If you are his enemy, one of the 50 laws about, listen, you crush your enemy completely. And I feel like that's what he set out to do. And that's what he made sure he did. I think after all of this, let's say Diddy comes home in another 2 years, let's say. After this comes out, I don't think there's anyone that wants to step up and say, like, yo, I want to sign the bad boy. I'll be the next Ciroc boy. Yo, no. You know what? Other than Kanye, maybe, there's nobody that's going to step out and be like, yo, I want to be the brand ambassador for Sean John.
Yeah, no.
Like, you've made this, like, you think my man could, like, maybe on the same power dynamic and financial type stuff, but like I don't know if there's any girl that's gonna be like, yo, I'll be his girl.
Made him radioactive.
You know, so and that's what it is. Nobody's gonna want to work with you. Nobody's gonna want to deal with you, be around you. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what he set out to do, and that's what he did. You know, there was a time where anybody that was a kid in New York would have wanted to be like Diddy.
And then 50 Cent further trolled Diddy by appearing on ABC News.
Hmm.
That because it's one of the few channels that's available to inmates in prison, so that he
Yep.
knew that Diddy would be able to see the interview in prison.
Yeah, yeah. No, I did peep that. How you feel about them saying Diddy sent him flowers to the club he was at in
Was
Miami?
that substantiated?
I don't know, but it's a good enough talking point. Because
Because
it still gives Diddy, like, after watching this, when you see that, yo, he's sending flowers to people that are, kind of trying to put the nail in his coffin, it's almost like it still gives you that, like, oh, he powerful, he knows where you're at. You know what I mean? It still kind of gives to that little mob bosses feel.
if it's true, if he did do, in fact do that, it's like you're just proving 50's point.
Yeah. Yeah. What you think about the jurors? Just before we get off this, even though I said we're getting off this 10 times already.
About what?
About the jurors.
Oh, about the jurors? Like,
Well, remember there was the one juror that was kicked off because they were had a faulty address, or their address wasn't really their address on paperwork or something like that. But then when we got to this, we never heard about that, and we only heard from two jurors. One was like an older Indian man who clearly he didn't know who Diddy was for anything,
yeah.
and for him to say his piece, he kind of spoke to like Cassie playing a role in it. I think his exact words were, you need two hands to clap. One hand doesn't clap without the other one. It
Which
doesn't, it doesn't make a noise.
I've said from the beginning that I don't think this trial was the right way to go after Diddy, because
Okay.
I think if you pull back the curtain, I think there's a lot more underneath that they could
Oh,
have
for sure.
gone after that was actually him breaking the law. I think
Mm.
that they really just paraded people up there to be like, "Hey, he's a bad guy." And they got him on like a couple things and they made it work, and now he's only doing a couple years behind bars, where if you really were to take a deep dive, you could have you could have found something to really put him away. So I really feel like I get where the jurors coming from by saying that,
Yeah.
because like I get it. I get with Cassie where what he's saying, but I also like, have you ever dated a narcissist? Like, it's not always as clear cut to just be like, she was a willing participant. She could have just walked away. It's not, it's kind of a gray area. So
Oh no, but that's why it ties back to, like, yo, if you're competing to be the closest girl to him, but you're seeing that other women are enduring exactly what you pretty much are about to start enduring,
I
there's an argument to be made. I think I like your point before about like parading people up there to just kind of give, because what they were trying to do was paint his character, but I
and
think
that's not illegal.
they got a little too carried away with,
Yeah,
like, yo, the kid Cuddy, and then the Capricorn shorty that was his
yeah.
assistant,
It's
that she ended up saying, yo, he kidnapped me so that we could go do this and that, and what he
and to
wanted to
that
do to
end
Kid
with
Cuddy.
her, like, she was his assistant for like 7 years or something like that. So it's like, I'm sorry, sweetheart. Like, what are some of you were just employed by him? Like, what are some of the diabolical things that you were witness to that you didn't speak up about until this documentary, that you could have came out and said a long time ago
Yeah.
over the course of 7 years? So it's not just somebody like a Cassie who I think was a willing participant and saw things that they could have spoken up about. I think there was a lot of people around him that were in it, and I think they're enablers, right? Because you see it, you know it's happening, you know it's wrong, but you're not speaking up about it. You're not telling them that it's wrong. But I think that power is a hell of a drug. And I think people get around it. They get around money, they get around power, and they think, like, well, I could get a little bit of this too. And you tend to look the other way or see how you can get in where you fit in, and sometimes things like this spiral out of control. I think there's a lot of other bad people in the entertainment industry, in the, in the movie industry. I don't think this is exclusive to the music industry. So I don't know. It could be, this could be, is this like a Harvey Weinstein, a Jeffrey Epstein, where this is just like the tip of the iceberg? Or is it just like only certain people are going to be exposed and the rest of it will, continue on as it ever has? It I guess we'll see.
There you have it. All right. I don't think we spent too much time on that. Not too much. Not too much. But I mean, sheesh, where do we take it from here?
We probably could get into some music.
Let's do it. Let's do it. What you listening to right now?
Well, Millyz just dropped a project, and
You a big Millyz fan?
I am. I enjoy him. Well, I mean, well, yes, I am a big Millyz fan, so that's really what I've been listening to. But also, Lil Baby dropped the leak, so I've been rocking
Yes,
that Violation
sir.
track.
Yo, big shout out to my man Loso. Loso, what's the vibe? He definitely got some heat on there. When you check out that track Violation, it's just Lil Baby alone on there. My produced by my man Loso. Some heat. I really didn't check out the whole project, but I definitely did rush to go listen to Violation. After first listen, you could tell me what your takeaway was, but I'm gonna be real, and this is no bias. There's no bias, right? But once I got done listening to the song, I said, "Dang, did my man Loso went harder than Lil Baby did?"
I know. I thought the beat carried the song for sure.
Yeah. Now Loso's like, "Dang, I can't clip this up right now." But yeah, on the real, man, it was long awaited for this project right here. I don't know what the wait was. There was things that I was hearing, things that were alluded to. But it seemed just like a super random drop. What did this drop on, like a Wednesday?
Yeah, it was really random. It
It
would
was a
definitely.
Wednesday drop. Um, I'm not too crazily interested most times about artwork for projects. Like they're cool to take a glance at. But did you happen to see the project for this? I mean the cover for this project?
Mhm.
So it's like a lot of like coded words, but it's like almost like kind of cereal box-ish, the way you're like finding things like crosswords on it.
It reminded me of like a mixtape cover. Like it didn't scream like project cover
Yeah.
or like album cover. It screamed like unofficial. Like here's a little something to tide you over. I got, like, you know what I mean? Like almost like a here's something to tide you over until I drop something official.
Yeah. But if you haven't, make sure y'all go check that out. There's features from Young Thug, Playboy Cardi, oh sheesh, yeah, the list goes on. We did get a Max B drop.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking, we've been waiting. What's the first move? What's the first
Sound.
drop? He is coming into town, man. He's gonna be in Poughkeepsie December 26th at the Academy. Shout out to my man Daymel, man.
And on cue.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And also Serrani. I'm a
Yeah.
big Serrani fan. I know a lot of people was joking about my Serrani, my Serrani clip from one of the streams. But Serrani also, the 26th of December, is gonna be at Silk Factory. That's gonna be big, and I'm torn. I don't know where I'll be.
I'll probably be at home.
Ah, boo. All right. Max B single. What you feeling? What you thinking?
I thought it was okay.
Didn't move me. It didn't move me
Yeah.
nothing too crazy, but it's also like, yo, you allowed to take, you know what I mean? Like, if you ain't been on the court in a minute, yo, when your first jump shot, I'm not gonna be mad if you don't make it. You know what I mean? My only thing is I start wondering, why do they give us this? Why? It's not heat, it's not absolute heat. It's By the time we receive it, we want to know where's the features. We see you running around with French. Does that mean you saving the stuff with French? Is this a throwaway? All these people that's claiming that they want to lock in with you when you get home, like your tape's got to be filled with features. Why is it that we got this? I don't know.
Yeah, I could have done without it.
Like, I don't think I'm being too hard on it, but like there is a little sense of like, yo, bro, if we waited 16 years to hear something from you, you got to be more meaningful with the drop.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt like we waited so long that he needed to come with a banger
Yeah.
straight out the gate, and that's we didn't get that.
You really didn't receive the banger like you thought. I would have done, happy birthday, I think belated to Chinks Drugs, man. Rest in peace. I would have liked to hear a joint with him and Chinks to drop on Chinks' birthday. Like something. You got to give me something.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought we were gonna get
know,
like a him and French collab, like a throwback to one of those or something.
you
Big.
get an old stack bundles, something that's gonna make me
Yeah.
feel nostalgia. I don't know. But that's why I sat down and when me and you had the conversation when he first came home. If Max was your artist, what's your game plan? Not this.
No, yeah.
Not this.
And
For
not the
sure
way
not
he's been
this.
running around crazy and doing the hype was there, and I feel like this.
Like now you're just too everywhere. You look like you clearly you smoking good. You look like you eating too good. You know what I mean? I just yeah. You know, I don't know. I ain't never seen nobody come home with a gut. That was, I don't know if that's like, is that, I don't know. I ain't seen nobody come home with a gut before. That was a little odd to me. What else we doing? What we got going on? So the LP is expected soon. We still looking for a December drop next. But sheesh, where we take it to? ASAP Rocky named the new global ambassador for Chanel.
That's pretty fire. I love when he's involved in fashion.
He crazy involved in fashion, his suits, even when he's going to court. He got some stuff. So like when you work for like retail companies or like luxury fashion houses, there's like newsletters that get sent out to say like this person was spotted in our stuff. You know what I mean? There was a lot of ASAP Rocky with like that high-end luxury fashion while going to court. And I used to get the little newsletters for work, like, yo, he was spotted in this, brand, that brand. And I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
So this is big for him. I don't know. As a global ambassador, like I know we attach celebrities and there's this type of like vagueness when we give them positions and titles. But like, I don't know if he's just out here like he might be modeling it here and there and promoting it. Like, what's a global ambassador do? You're not styling. You're not picking the fabrics. You're not, you know what I mean? It's like you're just who we're attaching to our brand.
Right?
You said what?
We'll just see him out in it, and like we'll see him at the events.
That's pretty much what it seems like. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, I don't.
Well, speaking of fashion, Cardi B was outside celebrating Stefon Diggs' 32nd birthday. She was out, I think it was like Thursday night or whatever, and all they was talking about was her dress.
What about it?
You didn't see it?
Nah, I did not see her dress.
She was looking fantastic. She had on it was like fantastic. She was, because she just had a baby, and I'm like, she's out here snatched with she had on a black gown with obviously it was low cut, it was Cardi B, but
the good old faja won't fix.
The back the back was all sheer, showing off her piercings and her tattoos.
Okay. Listen, I ain't mad at it, man. The minute you brought up Cardi B, though, I'm over here. I'm thinking right now. Remember when we were like, "Yo, is there any validity to Stefon Diggs having other women pregnant?"
Oh, and that's all we've been hearing about.
He did have a child earlier this year.
Yeah, the Instagram model.
Yeah, that's not crazy to y'all. Nobody reacting to nothing. It's just two celebrities dating. But nah, man, the way you over here, you parade and do the around. I guess at this point you can't look like you in something that's failed, so you got to rock with it. I just don't know what their relationship is. Like, I don't know how you. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
mean, what is
mean,
she gonna do though? Like, she can't do nothing about it.
you can't. You can, but you can leave, dude. I don't know what the hell you can do. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie.
I
But
mean,
that's crazy to me because we were like, yo, is there any validity to this? And I had to deep search it, and there was a lot of people that were reported like, yo, like, okay, I think there was like two other women, but like nothing was verified. But like him having a child earlier this year is legit.
oh yeah, for sure. And it's still kind of up in the air as to whether or not there's more on the way. So there could be more.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's real crazy. Um, Now we spoke about Nas not too long ago with his involvement with the Resorts World, New York City casinos.
Mhm.
Um, Now there was a proposed expansion for like $7.5 billion, which was the partnership with Nas. He was receiving approval from New York State's Gaming Facility Location Board, moving the project closer to securing one of the three downstate casino licenses. Um, Now this is the one with this is the one at the Aqueduct Racetrack in South Ozone Park. But they're saying that this is aiming to become the largest integrated resort in the United States.
In the
Th-
United States.
In the United States. So like you think about even stuff that's in like Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what kind of blew my mind. They're talking about 350,000 square feet of just casino floor.
Jesus.
There's going to be 2,000 hotel rooms in a expanded Hyatt Regency, and there's like a 7,000 seat entertainment venue. Now that was the biggest thing that kind of caught my attention because in New York City, there's not a great amount of performance venues, especially that hip hop artists could come to. You have SOBs,
Mhm.
yeah, you have, those types of locations, Terminal 5, whatever it might be,
I just got
but
tickets for Terminal 5. I hate that place.
but that's what I'm saying. So you see the size of these places. Now, obviously, Terminal 5 being larger than SOBs. But when you think of those two, what's the next step between those two and Madison Square or like I guess maybe you could say Hulu Theater. But like for 7,000, that's a number that's like that in between artists. You could stop in New York and not have to really have a small show or go to one of these venues that you can't fill up. But like 7,000 will do something crazy.
Well, isn't Terminal 5 is like how many? Isn't that like 5,000?
Mm, I don't know. Let me check. Terminal 5 fits 3,000 people.
3,000. Okay, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like for 7,000, that's something different.
Yeah, because I think you're talking like outside of Hulu, which I'm not sure how many that even holds. I want to say it's probably around the same because that's not really that big of a venue.
Like right now, let's say, um,
Then your next is like UBS Arena and
like
then like Madison Square Garden.
right now, let's say a little baby and a young thug can't sell out a Madison Square Garden.
Mm-mm.
They go to a 7,000 seater. That's right in their lane
Mm-hmm.
to come to New York and do 7,000 people. That's not a problem at all. So that's really why I liked it, like the specific number. And of course, it's going to be like 30 something dining establishments, sports,
Yeah.
media, you
UBS Arena
know,
holds 19,000.
yeah. And something about they're working on something with media, um, with Kenny the Jet Smith. So something different, something to look out for. A lot of people, we're reaching the end of the year. A lot of people Spotify wrap ups are coming up.
I love it.
Anything you don't want to see.
Not that I want to say on air.
All right, yeah, let's go. But we were talking about music. I do want to make mention of this before we get away too much. West Side Gun, dropped the album at the same day that he dropped his Saucony collaboration.
His voice is annoying.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If it's him, Conway, and like Benny the Butcher, do you have a favorite of the three?
Yeah, I prefer Benny out
Me
of the
too, and I
three.
don't know why. And it's not even that he's the best rapper.
Yeah, no, I don't think that he's necessarily the best. And then I would say I would listen to Conway after that, and then I would listen to West Side Gun and then be annoyed and then turn off West Side Gun. But West Side Gun has my favorite ad libs. He got the best ad libs, but I just can't like I can't listen to him. Like not by himself.
Nah, I hear you. I feel like he's the flyest, clearly. You know what I mean?
I
I
was gonna
think
say like
he
I love
brings
his drops.
he brings the swag to that collective for
Yes.
sure.
But are they still rocking as a collective? Because they haven't
Yeah.
they were like
It's never beef. It's just listen. I think what they did was what everybody swears they're gonna do.
no, I
Like,
know it
yo,
wasn't
are we
beef,
gonna
but I
get in
know
the
they
game
weren't like
together? We gonna rock together, and guess what? When it's time that we all reach a point of success, you might have your own personal interests. You might have where you
yeah.
want your career to go. I might be more in tune with this over the music. You might prioritize the music, and I feel like they all landed exactly where they are. They all say it's no bad blood. I'm sure maybe with the shady deal, there's things that were mentioned that like, okay, yo, maybe all of us weren't pleased with it, but it's like, yo, it's part of your story.
But are they dropping together or are they just dropping individually and kind of doing their own thing?
They're giving each other features like
But no
anything
like
else.
joint projects or
But
anything
to
like that?
but to do like Griselda projects, no, I'm not saying
Yeah.
Griselda projects, no, no, no.
Yeah.
But speaking of, Stove Got Cooks drop single.
Oh, I do enjoy Stove Guy Cooks.
Now it wasn't the single that everybody was waiting on that he had what is this? He premiered something on Joe and Jada's podcast, and that's kind of what everybody was really looking for. Um, yeah, so we got to see what's going on with it. He got Goat Stamp, he got El Pueblo out right now. Um, Project is also called Goat Stamp. They're saying that's scheduled to be dropping February 26th. So we got a little bit of ways away between now and then, but I mean, I've been rocking with Stove God Cooks since Reasonable Drought, which is a fire project all produced by Rock Marciano, which was a crazy like collab between the two of them. Um,
I was
so
playing a
yeah,
lot of Smoke Out on the show.
he never, he hasn't dropped a legitimate project since then, and that was years ago. So looking forward to this. I mean, to make us wait again, everything better be worth the wait.
I agree.
Everything better be worth the wait. Anything else that you want to get to? I mean, I feel like we burned through so much time today before we even realized it.
Yeah, no, I think we covered
Christmas coming. Anything on your Christmas list?
No, I got my Valiant tickets. I'm good for life.
Okay. What are you doing for Christmas? Are you the hoster? Are you
No,
pulling
I
up on
never host.
family? Huh?
Yeah,
Do you got matching pajamas for you and someone?
me and my dog.
Okay. All right, matching sweaters.
No, he's got a bandana and I have the pajamas.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, all right, all right.
What about you? Where do you go for Christmas?
Um, I usually just keep it Christmas to the crib. I keep it simple. I
Oh,
keep it
really?
simple. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't do nothing. I ain't, yeah, yeah, yeah. I just gotta keep it chill.
Yeah, I go to my cousin's house every year. I don't host anything at my house. That's what like I have a rule about not doing that because it's not because I also cook like all day for Thanksgiving. So I cook progressively less for each holiday in succession. So like on Christmas, I cook like a little bit less, and then for like Easter, I buy something and show up.
Copy, copy. Is a Christmas tree up? Okay, okay, okay. Now stockings. You do stockings?
I mean, I have a stocking for me, but like it's just me. So if I was gonna do stockings, I would have to stuff it,
Heard
and
you.
I'd rather put that money towards a flight or something like that.
Heard you. Heard you. Heard you. Okay. Um, the best Christmas gift you've ever gotten.
I don't know. I gotta have to think about that. What about you?
Yo, all right. So like you ever wake up on the weekend and your algorithm is like, here, let me let me make you sad. But you know, like you ever just watch them, you wake up in the morning and there's like these videos on like a Saturday morning, and it's like, yo, this is this Marine coming home surprising his daughter at school today. You know what I mean? Like it's always just like something, and then you go to the next video and it's like, oh, yo, here's one surprising his mom. Look how the dog even reacts. You know, yo. So I start going down this whole thing of like now these kids. Now I'm watching videos of kids getting gifts, and they're like, oh, you know, the mom will pull up with like the stuffed animal dog, and she'd be like, yeah, sorry, we just, you know, this year was rough, and then, you know, then they pop out with the real dog, and they're like, oh, we got it for you, you know, and then the kids is all crying. Yo, when I was a kid, I'm not gonna hold you, right? There was a year when I must have been like this, like sixth grade, fifth grade, right? I'm in my crib. It's Christmas Eve. All my siblings is downstairs. We're chilling. You know, well, they're chilling. I'm trying to go downstairs, see what they up to. Yo, what up? Da, 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 da. Right? They end up telling me, they're like, yo, you can't come in. You can't come in. They trying to like push me out the door. I'm sick. I'm like, yo, nobody wants to, like Kevin McAllister, like, yo, my family is jerks. No one wants to hang out with me. You know what I mean?
Never
So
want to see my family again.
yeah, for real, for real. I wish you guys were never here, right? So I end up going to sleep. I'm all mad that night, right? I wake up the next morning. We get to opening gifts or whatever, whatever. So then somebody's like, oh, yo, we got to go downstairs and see if whatever. I'm like, all right. So we all start walking downstairs to go check something out. And when I turned the corner downstairs, yo, my mom had got me a complete drum set,
Oh, that's fire.
like built, put together, you know what I mean? Like everything, right? And and that's what they was doing the night before. They was putting together the drum set. Meanwhile, I was all tight, like, yo, that's y'all in that whack.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was by far like my one of my favorite gifts ever, man.
I don't know. Nobody's got me an M3 yet. So the year that that happens, that'll be the best gift I ever
You don't
got.
got like a childhood gift that you just remember? I remember getting the Talk Boy for
Mm.
from Home Alone.
No, like nothing came to mind. I always got like jewelry and stuff like that.
Okay.
I was like really spoiled. Like my grandfather used to spoil me a lot. So like I always got like I remember one year it was crazy. Like I remember all the other grandkids got like stuffed animals and I got a TV.
There you go.
So like for me, like I always got like awesome stuff for Christmas every year. So I really can't complain.
Nah. Hey, I feel like we always had good gifts. Like no matter what, like
Yeah.
you ever laugh and see the kids like get fire gifts, but then like 10 minutes later they're playing with the boxes? Like that's my favorite thing. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I'm just making a clubhouse, all right?
Yeah, I used to get I remember like one year I wanted a ring for Christmas and my dad got me like a bigger ring than I wanted. And I was like, "Yo, this isn't the ring that I wanted." And I brought it back and exchanged it. And he was like, "Yo, that's crazy. Like I upgraded what you wanted, but you wanted like the simpler thing and like you took it back and exchanged it."
I got a wrestling ring. So I got a ring before too. Shoot. No, I got a wrestling ring with all the little action figures. Yeah, I'm throwing it back all at the end of the episode. Pause.
No, I've always been like that. Like even like when my dad got me the ring, I actually still wear it. Like I literally it's upstairs on my dresser, but I wear it every day. And I was like a teenager when I got that. Like I always was into stuff like that. But you know why? Because at 6 months old
Mhm.
or about that, like I got
Yeah.
a pinky. Well, it's a pinky ring now, but I got like a diamond chip with my initial on it. As
Man,
a
you got a pinky ring when you were how old?
No, it's a pinky ring now, but I got a baby ring when I was 6 months old, and it was like a diamond ring with my initial on it. Like my cross.
Did it fit you when you were a baby?
Yeah, but it doesn't fit me now, obviously, because I'm an adult. But like my cross
And you
is
said it'd be on your pinky toe?
on my pinky finger.
For real?
For real Italian stuff. Like my cross, like I got this for Christmas. I got this for Christmas.
Why I asked like it was really a toe ring?
No, my cross is custom.
Yeah.
I've
There
had
we
this.
go.
So like,
did you have any traditions on Christmas Eve?
we used to get together every year at my father's parents' house for Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And that was like the best time because it was like huge and anybody could come. So it was like kind of like a friends and family thing. And it was like Italian cold cuts, like wine for days. Like, and it was more like,
There was
like
gabagool.
it was like the cheese bread, like supersada, like the prosciutto, like that type of. So everybody was just like chilling. Everybody, all the adults were wasted. It was the best time
So
ever.
y'all do like the 7 seafood? No, y'all don't do that?
Mm-mm. And now we don't do anything like because all that side of the family is like passed away and stuff like that. So now we don't do anything because like my mom's side of the family like doesn't do anything on Christmas Eve.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo, we used to go to my aunt and uncles in like Walk Hill, right? And that was our like tradition for the Christmas Eve. But then it came to the point where like going over there, I started telling my moms like, yo, if I gotta go over there every Christmas Eve, you gotta let me open up a gift when I get home.
Not making
Nah,
stipulations.
the art of the deal.
Yeah. Yo, those
Uh,
Christmas Eve gifts hit different though.
yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. I definitely got that off like a TV show because opening a gift on Christmas Eve was not a thing.
Yeah, no, not at my house. They wouldn't let us do it because my dad was like huge on Christmas. That was like his favorite thing ever. And that's why, like, it's probably why like gifts like don't stand out to me because, like I said, like even my grandfather used to spoil me too, but like so did my dad because that was like his thing. So like Christmas was always like a big deal to him, and
Yeah.
so like it was no like gifts on Christmas Eve because Christmas morning was huge.
Mm.
That was
There
like
you
a big
go.
him. Like we weren't allowed to open anything until everybody was awake. Like we weren't allowed to do stockings until everybody was awake. And it was
Oh
like
yeah, nah, you got to. Did you grow up with mad kids in the house?
no, it was just me and my sister. So it was me and my mom, my dad, and my sister in the house.
I mean that is everybody. Everybody up her.
But it was like you weren't allowed to do anything until everybody was there. So it was like if one person was still asleep, it was like
Yeah. See, with my family, yo, when I was a kid, I had like stepbrothers. I had my nephews. You know what I mean? My brother downstairs, my sister downstairs. Like bad moving parts. So like when you had to wait, you like, dang, yo, it's 7 right now. I'm ready to get to it.
you didn't go waking people up.
Not yeah, when you start making a little extra noise when you front,
Oh
like
no, we just go
I'm not
jump on
waking y'all.
people.
I'm not waking y'all up. Y'all just heard me. That's all that happened.
No, we would go jump on people.
I'd be like, yo, psst, yo.
Whoever the last person was, it was like, yo, get up. Like, we ready.
Dang, all right, that's a bleep. But no, that's real. That's real. That's real. Yo, anything you want to touch on before we get on out of here?
Actually, I do want to plug one of my friends' events because she's our sister show. She's the homie. She holds it down for us down in the city. So Ivy from Welcome to the Roar Zone is doing the Give Back for Sean on 12/13 at Sanger Hall. And it's a charity concert and toy drive. And the money goes to the Sarcoma Foundation of America. And we had them on last year. We had all the artists that were performing came on and did kind of like a junket and stuff. So shout out to them for doing it. She does the Give Back for Sean in December, and she does another event. I forget. I think it's usually like in June. I want to say like it's like the Road to the Give Back.
When's the date again?
It's 12/13. So
That's this weekend.
yeah, it's Saturday. So
Okay.
she does it twice a year to raise money for the Sarcoma Foundation.
Nice, man. You pulling up? You popping out?
That's the plan.
Okay. Hey, that's what it is, man. We burned through 1 whole hour of just popping that talk, man. I ain't mad at it at all. I ain't mad at it at all.
Carried it.
I knew we could make this happen.
We carried the show on
Listen,
our back.
you know what it is. Your boy Rapz, Erin Boogie. We in the building. We about to get out of the building. They actually are about to kick us out of the building as we speak. I'm playing. But listen, you know what it is. Another Monday night, another 10 p.m. 91.3 FM WVKR Poughkeepsie Independent Radio. For me, for you, for us. I might have just made that last part up, man. But we out of here.